Howdy there, partner. Welcome to Render Ranch. I guess you might be wondering what we're all doing down here. Well, I've been hard at it, spraying a load of information all over the back of ChatGPT, trying to make a machine that can help us think. 'Cause our squishy human part minds just ain't so good at keeping us on track. So to help us be the best we can be, we made ourselves a digital Cortex. A thinking machine, if you like, that helps us break down our ideas into simple tasks and outcomes, all leading us to making our dreams come true. Here's Kronos from AI AOT Aroa to tell you all about it.
Okay, so hopefully this is all working, but what I wanted to show you is this little system I've set up. So this is the Cortex. I've just spent a couple of days just working on this to get this right, but it's a pretty powerful onboarding tool now. And the onboarding, just if I have an idea, so I can click the short film idea in there, and it's a short film / mockumentary. So then I go save to inbox, and it creates Opus Magnus, and etc. It creates a new entry. We change that to task energy to high, and then I'm going to go classify with AI. So classify with AI just adds it into the system, creates a summary there from this. So it's sort of breaking it down a little bit better. And now we go expand into an idea. I'll expand the idea. Okay, so this is the expanded summary. You can see here it's got directions, clarify the exact result you want from this idea, reduce the idea to one concrete deliverable, draft a one-page beat sheet for the map that maps the mockumentary's arc, and create these tasks. Draft a one-page beat sheet. So we create that task. Write the idea as a single clear objective. We create that task, and then turn that objective into one executable task. So we create that task as well. Okay, and then I'm also going to convert this to task. So now we should have some new tasks in here. So we've got the new task for Opus Magnus. But there's more things that we can do. At the moment, it's unassigned to a project. So we create a project for it. So go into here, assign it to Nocturnal. Name is Opus Magnus. Description. I'll just paste what I pasted before. Short film. Create Opus Magnus. We'll get some advice from the AI to find out what we need to do. And then we've got project state, biggest block of lack of clear outcomes, scope, successful metrics, draft one page. Well, we've already defined that. Create the charter, draft the, okay, that's fine. And we can go AI generated outcomes as well. Here's the suggested outcomes. Screenplay locked and clear and legally cleared. We're going to create that outcome. Composition and film cues delivered. Create this outcome. Casting completed. Create this outcome. Locations, permits, and insurance secured. Create this outcome. Principal photography completed. Post-production finished. And marketing assets produced in festival submissions filed to create this outcome. So we've got a whole bunch of really good outcomes that go along with this now. If we go into outcomes, you can start to generate tasks to go with those outcomes. So obviously that would be paused. Marketing assets don't need to be done until it's finished. Post-production would be paused. We can't work on that until we've done principal photography, and that is also paused because we can't do principal photography without permissions. We pause that for now. because there's no point of permissions without a cast or casting done. We're going to pause the casting because there's no point of casting until there's a screenplay, right? So that's essentially that is the priority, is to create a short film script to start with. So then we can click on advise for creating our short film script. And if we go here, you can see the advice. It's not started. The biggest blocker is no 15 to 18 page draft. This is for the screenplay. And we generate starter tasks. It should create the tasks that we need to create the short film, though it is getting a little bit locked into this clearest memo confirming no trademark or defamation risk task, which isn't as important as this part. Okay, so here's the tasks. So revise the current draft. It's definitely a task, but we don't have a current draft. But we'll create that task anyhow. Produce final beat outline. We need that first. Replace real brands with fictional equivalents. Okay, we create that task. Run identity and content liability scrub. Don't need to worry about that. Build a clearance log and draft memo. Don't need to worry about that. Obtain attorney and clearance sign off. We don't need to worry about that. Those tasks are probably more inclined if you're working with somebody else's IP, and it's definitely more relevant if I was trying to create a short film in America, or any film in America where you get an attorney, an entertainment attorney, or something like that involved immediately in the process. It's all very much a legal process. It's a lot more loose in New Zealand, as you could probably imagine. So you can actually assign these to outcomes. And then if I go into dashboard, it'll tell me what I've been doing lately. I've got my Cortex decision update, the strategic review of everything I've been doing, the active projects, the paused projects, zero block task at the moment. Project brief tells me how my focus is, where I've got distracted, and it also tells me the next thing I need to work on. And it's a way to keep me on track. At the moment, it's a little bit distracting because you can see there's just sort of bulk block areas, but that's the next thing that we're going to do, is create like a drop down systems. So you could probably drop down by project, so we're not looking at all 24 outcomes or 41 tasks. These tasks are missing outcome links, so that's where I'd create an outcome relevant to the task, go into outcomes and create a new outcome. Select the project, manifesto outcome, exhibition on Ponsonby Road and CBD. And we can put that in there as a description as well. Status is paused. Priority is O. Go back to hierarchy. Sorry. Literally creating it on the fly and have to figure out how to run it. But if I go to hierarchy now, research and shortlist possible galleries, that is assigned to exhibition on Ponsonby Road and CBD. Done. Post show deinstall, exhibition on Ponsonby Road. So you see how that kind of works. So I'll, create a focused outcome, and then I'll be adding these outcomes. And here you get to see where it's all working properly. The project for Opus Magnus has all these outcomes. The project Art Nouveau Manifesto has these outcomes. Yeah. And then once I've done that, go back to the dashboard. It'll tell me what I've been doing. Define content AI, most stored outcome, original composition and film cues delivered. Because I've created kind of like a network of intelligences into each of these areas. If you go into the console now, the command window, you can see kind of where it's failed. And it's failed because I'm out of money on my API. I literally cannot afford to put any more money onto the API to check completions using OpenAI. So you can see here it's calling to OpenAI. It's doing too many requests error, but that's fine because it's hitting the AI service and the AI service is going, hey, you're out of quota. You can see it here due to quota exceeded. So it cannot use OpenAI to complete that thought. But I have set it up so it handshakes now with OLLAMA running a local large language model, which is here. You can see this. And the AI service OLLAMA succeeded and gave the information back. So that result that I showed you before is actually been generated by the large language model that is running locally, not using Google APIs, not costing any extra money. It's all local. It's all independent of data centers. So it's not sucking up the waterways. And it's all running here just on a desktop. So rather than using like remote servers with high speed, I'm using the Gwen 4.3.4b model. But I can change that model to anything I want just with a little bit of script changes. And I'll probably add it into the dashboard that you can change the local model just using dropdown. But essentially, it isn't running independent from OLLAMA. OLLAMA has to run in the background here. So, and OLLAMA is set with the Qwen 3.4b model. I can change this to other models, and I can download bigger models, which are more complex thought generators, or more sophisticated large language models, but they're huge. And in order to do that, I actually have to upgrade my computer again because this all has to run off the C drive, which has no space on it anymore. So essentially what I have to do is install a solid state drive into the root system, into the computer, hardwired, and then run all the stuff from that rather than the C drive.
Well, ain't that something? So what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. But more importantly, come back for the next video where Kronos adds a chaos engine, a non-linear thinking tool that is programmed to help humanity and preserve the ecology. That is, until everything goes horribly wrong. Hee-haw!